Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new review. In front of us is the new Skoda Enyaq, Skoda's first fully electric SUV. When we approach, you can see the matrix LEDs turn on, beautiful. If we check the side of the car, we have 21-inch alloys on summer tires, kind of cold, 3 degrees. Outside, late in the night. If I unlock the car with a key, you can see the beautiful gimmick. Can actually change the gimmick. There's 3 patterns in the infotainment. Open the cargo space, well illuminated. 2 lights on the 5th door and 1 inside, and we can also close it with a key. So that's 585 liters massive space. If you knock down the seats, 1710 liters. Despite being on huge alloys, the ride is fairly comfortable because of the adaptive suspension. So let's hop in. We have black color of the car and black brown interior. That looks really premium and posh. Really feels luxurious here inside, like in a BMW, not in a Skoda, to be honest. When I jump in the car, there's a pressure plate for the seatbelt. Also turns on the electronics. So I press the brake, car turns on. So I don't need to use the button on the side. And I'm gonna see if there's some music. All of this late night, it's usually creation music, or just stock. Nope. So let's see if maybe here. Okay, creation music. So the speakers are very decent. But if you want more deeper sound, more clearer sound, I would probably go for the upgraded speakers. So, one thing here, a friend was driving the car as well, so I'm just gonna show you the percentage. We're at 79% of charge, 325. So my friend was also doing a review, so he was driving around the city. So currently we have the consumption on the bottom here. This is in start. And this is some sort of data. I'm gonna reset all of this and do a consumption test as well this night. So that's it. I hope you can see the heads-up display as well, which is in front of me. And also I did not manage to connect my Apple Carplay. It just, when I try, it keeps trying and then it says it's unable to. Although it's supposed to work wirelessly, you can use the cable, but I don't have it here. So it's just gonna keep trying, but I believe it should work. I'm not really sure what's the problem at the moment. Also, if your screen freezes, happened to my friend, you hold the power button and then wait until the screen goes off, and then wait a second more and then just release it, and then there'll be a blue screen that boots from with the Skoda, and then it'll reset. So happens as well in the ID3 for some reason. So you saw the message, we were unable to connect, so we're just gonna keep to the navigation of Skoda. But you would be able to use Waze, Google Maps, a better route planner and stuff like that. Also, this navigation isn't bad. It has mapped charging station and it shows how much kilowatts. So it's fairly good, I would say. We're gonna punch in a route later so I can show you this beautiful heads-up display that's almost like an S-Class level. And just before we start, I want to say that I really like the interior. Feels posh, unlike the ID, and I don't know, it just Skoda really nailed it. Excuse me. Put it to drive. I'm just gonna show you the reverse camera. Very good quality. When you turn the steering wheel, it shows you. So awesome. So let's head to drive and start driving. First, immediately I need to say, look at this turn angle. I've deliberately went to the wrong lane to show you this car can turn like a small hatchback. Very good turning angle. You can do a U-turn with no problem. So This is the 80, so this is the largest battery with a rear wheel drive only, so it has electric motor on the rear. There will be in the future the 80X, which will have 2 electric motors, one on the rear and the front axle, so that will be all-wheel drive. So this is again a rear wheel drive, and you don't have to have any concerns because the software for the stability is so good. You really have to be wild in order to you know, just put the car off the trajectory, but the electronics will really fast kick in and just straighten you back, so no worries. If you go, I was aggressive, my back end didn't stick out. The car is tall, so if you're aggressive it does lean because it's tall, but again this car has a lot of center mass, so low center of gravity, very good in the corners and in the bends, and it is more than 2 tons heavy, so it's very hard to flip this car even if you wanted to, so it's also good for safety. And now I'm gonna try not to you know, go back and forward, so I can just show you here. If I come closer, there's a 22 kilowatt hour charger, so there's Skoda there. There's a 50 kilowatt hour here, so another one, so you can see really good on the maps. So so let's start talking about driving, and then I'll come back maybe to interior and maybe some critics. So if you go here on the bottom, you have driving modes. So as I mentioned, adaptive suspension, and also Echo would be like really minimum of power being let to the motor, and then in a normal, sport and comfort it's mostly normal and comfort's mostly the same, and in the sport you get a lot of power, and the steering wheel gives you more feedback, it's more stiffer, so of course more sporty ride, and you can control the individual and just play with all the settings. Comfort, so I've been driving on the cobblestone, on bad roads here in Croatia. It is like driving on a cloud. It's something close to an air suspension, but it's not. So it is very comfortable and very enjoyable. My favorite setting definitely in the city, where there's manholes or parts of stretches of the roads that are really bad. So, you know, going across, I don't feel anything. I mean, I feel a bump, but it's not harsh like a bang sound, you know, so it's very good. So I'm not sure if you can see the heads-up display. I hope you can. I hope I adjusted the angle correctly. I really want to do a natural eyesight, not one that's seeing the roof and having a weird angle most of you know, YouTubers do, because I really have a specific setup to have a most natural point of view. Okay, so this, oh, some debris. So this is the 80, so this is the largest battery, 82 kilowatt hour. It has 77 usable, so there's a spare of battery, maybe like 20%, that they let you unlock through time. I mean, you don't unlock it like you press something, it just unlocks through the time, so it saves part of the battery for those 8-year warranty. And so the range of the battery is supposed to be by WLTP. This was so comfortable. This tram tracks are usually very harsh. So back on the point, the range is supposed to be by WLTP 536 kilometers. EV database that I would link in the video description says 405, but now it's 2 degrees outside. I had this car when it was almost 20 degrees outside. The maximum range is also calculated by the driving style as well, but the maximum range I had was 372 3 kilometers. When it was plugged, it said 380 something, so less than 400. But again, it depends on the driving style. So I believe you can get something around 400 kilometers. So maximum power is 150 kilowatts. So that's the maximum power on the rear. So that is equivalent to 204 horsepower. Now, this is a fairly large SUV and fairly heavy. So I would say, you know, it is decent power, but I'm not sure if I would go for the 60 or the, is it 50? So, but again, those cars have a little bit less weight because of the smaller batteries, which also might be a little bit more comfortable. I'm really interested in the 60. So also another thing, so the electric car has an instant torque, so you can just speed up, but when you're braking, you have to have in mind there's more weight. So when you're really going fast and you really want to stop fast, you need to anticipate that you're going to have a longer braking period, or stopping path, because there's more weight. So just have that in mind as well. So what else? So yeah, there's 2 driving modes. We're currently in D, and D, when you let go, the car coasts. Now it's currently, if you come closer, you can see a little blue A next to the D symbol, which means it's in automatic braking mode. If I go to B, it's braking mode. It's the strongest regeneration, where it recuperates and recharges the battery. It can also be in automatic, or in D, you can control. Now, see recuperation level automatic. It could be automatic in both drive and brake mode, but you can use the sport pedals and just automatically, manually control the recuperation level. There are 3 levels, or you can just have it on automatic. Now it's so late, it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning, so if I pull the little lever below here towards myself, I can turn on the travel assist, which is very good. This works with the adaptive cruise control, and it's very handy in traffic or on the highway. Keeps distance, it monitors the speed, so it adjusts it. So now it's automatically, I'm not doing anything. You can see my foot is where I am, and it controls the speed. The only downside, it doesn't recognize traffic lights, so it won't stop on the traffic light, but if there was a car in front of me, it would stop. So in the D, in the drive, the car can coast, and there's no resistance of the electric motor. It could fly fast, it just flies. In the B, there's always this resistance, but it's good when you're going downhill. You would recuperate a lot of energy back into the battery, so you would, increase your range. So we're just gonna be here in normal for a moment, so you can see the speed up, and then now I'm coasting. The car feels light. But if I go to sport, now the car switched to the recuperation level for some reason, or maybe in the sport it actually memorizes the manual setting. Now I can feel the car is really just coasting easily, and if I want to floor it, it speeds up no problem. Deliberately going through this manholes, so this is a lot stiffer because we're in sport. Okay, so we're gonna come to the highway, I'm gonna push the little lever for the lights and the blinker control towards the screen. Now the automatic long beam is on. I'm gonna go to the highway now. See, I was a little bit rushed, but in the corner with the speed, but a very good stability. A little leaning, but very good. Now the travel assist would actually keep you in the line, so that is very good. No, that's one. So it also registered when you're going into the bend and adjusts your speed. Very smart. Flooring it all the way to the floor. And now it's automatic, so it adjusts the speed to 100 speed limit, or at least it's on the GPS. It's supposed to be 130. You can see the matrix light, very good illumination. Now I'm gonna speed up to that car because there's no traffic almost. So you can see when I come closer, it turns off part of the beam, not to blind the driver in front of me. Going 130. And you can see in the heads-up display this green light. So this is like safety distance, 2 seconds. It's gonna go yellow now. If the car in front of you in the traffic brakes or stops, it's gonna flash red and beep, so it warns you. So that's excellent. Now I'm gonna show you the lane assist. Now I'm going to go to the side a little bit. Car corrects you, but it kind of bounces you left and right. But you can see in the heads-up display this yellow line. It's trying to tell you it's where you're supposed to go. So that's cool. Now I'm gonna speed up. We're still in sport to 150. .62.3 maybe, a downhill is the top speed, but it's limited to 160. Now at 130 you can hear mostly tire noise. The tarmac here is very rough, so it's more noisier. If it was smooth, it would be less noisy. And some side wind on the mirrors. And this is a large car, so there's a lot of wind resistance, but today is also a little bit windy. You can see the matrix lights creating a shadow again because of the car in the front. But the soundproof is quite decent actually. And have in mind that the GoPro camera usually amplifies the sound a bit. So the ride is just very comfortable. So I'm gonna just come back to the comfort. It's my favorite setting. Again, matrix LED lights are amazing. Look how they just lighten up the sign. Now it corrected me. I deliberately left the steering wheel, didn't hold it. It also has a pressure sensor, so you just can squeeze it and it'll still adjust it. I mean, keep you in the lane. Very impressive. I would definitely recommend getting the cruise control, adaptive cruise control. Very useful in the city and on the highway. If it could stop on a traffic light, I would say that would be almost the level of Tesla Autopilot. Now, when I mentioned the Tesla, I just remember something that I wanted to mention, and that is the sensitivity of speeding up. So this car, this is talking about Volkswagen Group, so I felt this also on the Volkswagen ID as well, and on the Skoda I believe it's going to be probably the same on the Audi, because it's the same you know, platform, so same battery, same electric motor. When you speed up, it doesn't gradually speed up like on a Tesla. It goes slow and then just increase, like, and it can be a little bit nauseous from the start until you develop a nice sensitive feeling for the accelerator. Also, with the recuperative braking, if you're braking harshly, there's a huge mass that needs to stop, and then you can feel sometimes a bit nauseating. So okay, so adjust my speed. So the camera picked up here 40 because of the small construction, the damage on the bridge. It's gonna pick up 80 now. So there we go. So you can play here, you can control the speed limiter, cruise control, and it's very easy to control the distance, so you can see in the heads-up display, or just by pushing up, speeds up by 10 kilometers or down by 10 as well. And over here you can press here for the travel active. Now in this case you can see the lane is yellow, so if I was going into the bends, it would keep me in the lane, so that's very practical, but it just freaks out if you don't hold the steering wheel, or you just apply the pressure a little bit on the bottom there. So we're heading to, wow, it's 0 degrees outside, so interesting. So we're heading to outside the city area. On our left you can see this green marking, so it tells you to stay in the lane. Very impressive. So we're gonna test the matrix LED lights. Now it won't stop on the traffic light and I have to brake. I really don't understand, Skoda, why you won't use the camera on the top, or just add another camera, or actually Volkswagen, just to register the traffic lights. I mean, that'd be really nice. Hopefully in the future there's going to be like 5G technology on the traffic lights, and in the car is going to communicate one with each other, so it might do that also in another way via 5G technology. So while I wait on the traffic light, I want to say I'm really impressed with the overall design of the car. Looks, at least in my opinion, very nice on the exterior and the interior. Just if people wouldn't believe this is a Skoda, if you hide the badge and you tell someone to get inside this car, they would say, wow, this is some premium brand. But even a luxury brand with this interior just feels so nice and posh. So and all the materials feel good. So I don't know, at Volkswagen ID they had some other philosophy in the head. At least my personal taste, I'm not a huge fan of it. But this is just complete opposite. So when you turn in the corners, fog lights, cornering lights turn on. I'm going to show you that in the dark. So we're not going to do 0 to 100 because we're on summer tires. It's cold outside, so I showed you that in the day. So it's something around, if I remember, around 8 seconds, 8.5 perhaps. So we have here street light. If you're new to the channel, there's going to be without street light part, and then a street light again, and then without. So focus on the automatic long beam. It's on. Did you see that spread? How did it spread? It's very impressive. And now it's just gonna turn off again. Just does like this and then like that. So very, very nice. So I'm just gonna brake hard now, so you can see you have to anticipate the braking weight. This car on the rear has the drum brakes. They're actually good because they last longer. So you can see the long beam again, very nice. You can see the corner lights. Okay, I don't think there's anyone there. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here on the side because there is a storage area. So if I slow down, the automatic beam turns off. Now I'm going to take my iPhone camera and snap some photos which have night mode, better sensor, and some videos so you can see the difference. iPhone is more realistic, so just to show you the performance. Okay, so this is the iPhone camera. We are on automatic beam, so I'm just gonna hold. This is the automatic, very impressive. This is the normal, and I'm just gonna speed up now. Past 30, automatic beam turns on. Slow down, turns off. So my foot is off the accelerator and the brake. Car is going to stop fully. And travel assist. Apple CarPlay is still not working. And it continues on when you're in higher speeds. When you're in traffic, you need to press the button to continue on. Okay, so after, as you can see, 50 kilometers of trip, we've got 19 kilowatts per hour on 100 kilometers. So that's the best consumption I could get with the driving, roughly between 80, 70, 60, mostly 80. So there we go, 50. So that's the best consumption. Outside temperature is it was around 0 or 1, fluctuating between 0 and 1 Celsius degrees, so sort of winter conditions. Even now when I'm braking, you can see a little bit better, 18 kilowatts, but not too shabby. Range says 202 kilometers, and we are on a 52% of battery charge. So that ends today test. Okay, so about the B mode, I like the fact with this braking, you can drive one pedal, and when you get used to it, you start anticipating when you want to slow down. So you just let go of the accelerator pedal and the car slows down, then at the end you just use the brakes. Also, let's do the navigation so I can show you the heads-up display. Green light. So okay, so I dislike the fact that there is space on the side, not in the middle, like on a phone. So maybe police on the front, those red lights. Okay, so maybe not. The traffic light. Okay, so let's see. So I have my travel assist on, Avenue Mall. Okay, so this works as a search. Yes, that's what I want, and that's good because some navigations want an exact address. I don't have one. So we're gonna demonstrate the navigation in the heads-up display. So I really wasn't talking as much about this. You can see here, I can change the screens. You can see I come closer the navigation and then the lanes, or you can see in the small screen both. So again, one or the other. So if you can see now, the blue arrows, they're becoming larger. They're telling me where to go. So You can see that, so I don't miss a turn. So that's very nice, and I really like the animations here. So I'm not sure why it lowered to 50. Okay, the GPS says 50, although it's 60. Okay, at this point I think I'm gonna try summing up my impressions. Should you buy it, or should you avoid it, or what Matt Watson says? Well, I'm not like that. I'm just gonna say this car is awesome, and I really did enjoy this car. And if there wasn't Tesla, I would pick this car, honestly. And I know most of people who just want to go electric and they want a classical car, they're gonna pick this car. They're gonna love it because it's a huge value for money. But for those people who want a smartphone on wheels like a Tesla, they're gonna think twice about this car, because you don't have over-the-air updates. You don't have Netflix while you're charging. You don't have games when you're charging. Mostly, you don't get new values with the car. You don't get new car features, which is a shame. And I believe car industry will be forced to make those changes. And that's the reason why I would go Tesla. But if you're one of those people who just want to go electric, and you don't care that your car needs to be a smartphone and get all the new features, because Skoda and Volkswagen are going to offer some features, bug fixes. Maybe in a few years they're going to be like Tesla, but at this moment, this is an early stage. The app is not also Skoda or We Connect. Volkswagen app is just, if you saw a review from Bjorn that does a lot of electric car reviews, it's just not working. 90% of the app is not working. So with the Tesla, everything is working. You change the climate, changes in the car almost instantly. So that's a huge difference. That's a huge value for me. I hope Skoda will work this out. And you can see those blue arrows on the heads-up display saying turn here, so you don't miss. Very nice. Okay, so see, the car is automatically adjusting the speed here. A little bit faster. Ooh, look at that beautiful blue. Did you see that? So we came to our point. So that's nice. Okay, so I finished a review in the garage. Usually the lights would be on, but at just such a late hour, they turned them off for power saving. So as always, if you're new to the channel, it's like going from point A to point B. That's why I finish up in the garage. Sometimes I do the reviews a lot earlier, and then the lights are on, as you can see. Okay, window down. All the windows go down, by the way, the rear one. That's cool. Now up to 40, you can hear this sound to warn the pedestrians. No one behind us, so I'm just gonna stop and go reverse. So you can hear that sounds like some weird sound. That's for the reverse. And this is window close. You can still hear it. So there's actually a speaker, probably in the front and rear bumper, that projects this sound for safety. It's mandatory after, I believe, 2020 or something, 2021. So I'd like to park where you can actually see the car below this neon lights. So I'm just gonna park in one of these spots. They're all close to the pillar. I don't want to risk it. And over here they're off. So okay, let's go to that one. I can just turn here. There's a light up there, so you might see a little bit of the car. So just again, reversing camera. very good graphics. Actually, oh, you can see even the front. Look at this, so precise. Back reverse. Dead end spot. Okay, and another thing is when you stop, auto hold engages. So it's automatic, there's no button. When you're in a stoplight, just press the brake all the way and it stops. So when you lift the foot, the electronic brake doesn't turn on immediately, but once I lift my bottoms up, it turns on. Car register, you're off the seat and it switches off. So also note before I end, the iPhone 12, this is the 12 Pro, you can see this is my camera usually. It fits perfectly, but if you have the Max, it won't fit here. So in this cup holder, actually you can adjust it. So I didn't realize that before, so you can have a smaller cup, bigger cup, very practical. There's so much I can talk more about this car, but we've got to end the video somewhere. I did a full in-depth review during the day, show you all the details I could. If you like this, smash the like button. It helps me a lot. Leave a comment. I'd like to hear your opinions. You can press this, then turns off, sort of, or just shows the clock when the car is on. If you want to see more car reviews, click the subscribe button and click the little bell to get notifications when I actually upload new videos. So if you want to see more content, I'm a full-time reviewer or full-time YouTuber, so it means this is my only job. I used to work in IT, but I left that. So if you subscribe, it helps me a lot. If you share this video with someone who might be interested in the car, that would also help me a lot. I'm just gonna move around so you can see the car a little bit in the garage. So it helps me a lot, and if you can share it on Skoda forums, just any share and like helps also to boost the algorithm, especially when the video is released. So I'm not sure why the car didn't turn on the lights now. So there again, you can see the gimmick, very gorgeous, and you can see those matrix LED lights. You can get the base LED lights, but I would definitely upgrade the matrix. And on the base car, you can get the middle screen 10-inch, this one's 13-inch, and I would definitely recommend getting a heat pump for this car, because in the winter, the batteries are gonna lose maybe up to 20-30% of range. So if you get the heat pump, which is optional on Volkswagen Group cars, you get more range in the winter. On Tesla it's standard. So another reason why I like a Tesla personally, but again, it really comes down to what do you want from the car. Do you want a smart car on wheels, or you just want a regular car that's electric? I'm gonna end it there. Thank you for watching. Stay safe on the road and at home. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye.